News.com. 120 years, 120 counties, one heck of a good time. That's the branding for this year's historic Kentucky State Fair. The annual summer tradition returns today and will run through August 25th. Tyler Melito is live in Louisville this morning at the State Fairgrounds with the look ahead at all the fun before the gates open.
That is right. It is going to be a lot of fun over the course of the next 11 days. I'm joined by Lexi Ratterman with the Kentucky State Fair. Thank you so much for getting up early with us, although you've probably been up a lot earlier than we have.
Yes, it's always an early morning, but we're happy to do it.
The 120th Kentucky State Fair. To be a part of something like this, I have to imagine that it's very special to create all these memories for so many people across the state.
It is, and something that we're really excited about this year, 120 years, 120 counties, and, we're kind of thinking this might be a little bit of an educational theme because we're not sure how many people it is common knowledge to that there's 120 counties in Kentucky.
And who knows, you can make a fun little game out of it, too.
Yes, so we actually do. In our South Wing B, we have a brand new exhibit. It's some 80-plus panels. It's called our 120 Years, 120 Counties exhibition. And it actually, between that exhibit and some of our other exhibits like Pride of the Counties and Main Street, Kentucky, all in the South Wing, we have a game. It's 120 questions, and every county is an answer. So you have to go around and kind of do some research and figure out all the answers to the questions.
I'm going to have to try that out later and test my luck. You think in 2 years or so living in Kentucky, I think I can get at least a 50%.
Well, look, I've been here my whole life, and it's tough. It is hard to just name all the counties for one, but then to figure out which little tidbit goes to which question, that's tough.
But it is so much Kentucky pride, and to see that throughout the course of the next 11 days, talk to me about that, because for anyone who hasn't been out here, you feel the pride of the state.
You do. Between, a lot of it comes from our entries. We had this year over 25,000 entries, whether that's livestock, our general exhibit, so your culinary, your quilts, those kinds of things. It really is just some passion projects for Kentuckians. And so come out, support your neighbors who might have entered the fair, who might have taken home that blue ribbon. We'll find out this morning at 10 a.m., so really excited about that. But yeah, everyone who participates in the fair and everyone who just comes out and participates, maybe not in the entries way, but just coming out and having fun, we appreciate you. You make the fair what it is.
Certainly. And quickly before we go, we are in the West Wing. You see it behind us, all the livestock. Tell us about what people can expect here, because that is a big part of Kentucky, the agricultural aspect.
It is. Biggest tip, watch where you step.
I came close this morning.
Yes. And I'll tell you what, though, we have crews that are working round the clock in here to make sure everything is as clean as possible. But yes, just watch your step. But yeah, walking through the West Wing, the pavilion with the poultry, pigeons, and rabbits, the West Hall, we have just about any animal you can think of. But another hot tip for you, if you come Sunday evening, this coming Sunday evening or Monday, it is our changeover days for livestock. So we do have fewer livestock in the barn. So if you're only coming to check out the livestock, I'd come a day other than Sunday and Monday.
Good advice there, Lexi. Thank you so much. Best of luck throughout the course of the next 11 days. And Justin Logan will have at least the next 7-day forecast for the State Fair coming up after the break.
120 years, 120 counties, one heck of a good time. That's the branding for this year's historic Kentucky State Fair. The annual summer tradition returns today and will run through August 25th. Tyler Melito is live in Louisville at the State Fairgrounds with a look ahead at all the fun out there before the gates open.
That is right, PJ. And it's not just about the rides and the fried food here at the State Fair. There are some really cool spots at every corner of the fairgrounds. I'm joined by Bob Haven, one of the artists, one of the miniature artists. Is that the right title to use?
We usually call ourselves artisans.
Artisans. Look at this. You built this yourself for the most part, all the things in here. What got you excited into doing miniatures like this? Because this is a very fine, detailed type of art.
It is. I started in 1973 and just never stopped. And it was just very intoxicating. They don't take up much space. And I tell people that I like to build room boxes for rooms that I would like to live in but can't afford to.
I can visualize now. You wake up out of bed, you walk over, you look at all the stuff in the cabinet there. It's not a bad life to live in. You were talking about it before. This is your 5th Kentucky State Fair. What's it like being able to have all these people ooh and ah over your work?
Well, that's very exciting, but it's also exciting to see all of the different types of pieces that come in the miniature category, and we have 96 pieces entered this year, the largest entries in a good number of years, and we seem to be growing every year. And it's sponsored by the Louisville Miniature Club, who has been sponsoring this part of the fair for the last 26 years.
So definitely worth checking out the Louisville Miniature Club if you want to learn more and see some more cool stuff than just walking around here. There's some really awesome stuff, and we were talking about this before too, before we came on. You've had some success here as an artist.
Yeah, I've won 3 years in a row. I won Best in Show and a variety of other ribbons. But it's about the building, really. And then we'll also have demonstrations going on here off and on all week.
So tell me, what is the most intricate piece you have done? Because you said it could take anywhere from a couple of months to even longer, but what is the most intricate one that maybe you were so relieved once you saw it all?
I think it was last year's Best in Show because it had a very, very complex inlaid floor with all hardwood veneers, and that took a long time because I couldn't do anything else till I got the floor done. It's like building a house.
Got to start at the foundation, right? And quickly before we go, we're in this east wing here of here at the State Fair. There's so much more than just the miniatures that you got. What is it like to see all these Kentucky artists come in and show off what the beautiful work they do throughout the course of the year?
There's a tremendous number of talented people in this state, and all you've got to do is walk through the front doors of this hall, and you will see between the miniatures and the woodworking and the 800 quilts that are on display. I mean, it's mind-boggling that there is this much creativity in this state.
Well, Bob, thank you so much. You're going to be here all 11 days, right?
About 11 days, yeah.
Definitely check out Bob and all his work. You're not going to want to miss it. Bob, thank you so much. Justin Logan will have your full fair forecast coming up after.
Welcome back to Fox 56 News. Of course, we cover all of central Kentucky, but this morning we also have our cameras in Louisville, live at the 120th Kentucky State Fair. Justin Logan will join us from there shortly with his latest weather forecast, but he's not the only one out there. 120 years, 120 counties. One heck of a good time. That's the branding for this year's historic Kentucky State Fair. The annual summer tradition returns today and will run through August 25th. Tyler Melito is also live in Louisville from the State Fairgrounds with a look at all the fun before the gates open. Good morning, Tyler.
That is right. Gates open at around 10 o'clock this morning, and there's no better way to start off the State Fair with some fresh food from a Kentucky business like Newton's. Ray Newton, the owner, here with us. This is your 14th State Fair. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having us on this morning.
So 14 State Fairs. Does it get easier year after year, or is it still the same kind of fun energy that you always get every single year?
We have a lot of fun with it. It gets tiresome over 11 days, well, 2 weeks really, and but we still enjoy it. We enjoy the people, and so we have a big old time.
So y'all got ice cream, lemonade. We got some corn in the back there. What else am I missing? We got
farm-to-table grill trailer. It's got ribeyes, 3 or 4 different kinds of hamburgers, all locally beef. You can even get a fried bologna here.
Oh my God, that's now speaking my language. I love a good fried bologna. And I have to imagine when the weekends come up, we were kind of just talking about it, the line is all the way around the fair.
There'd be 2 lines most of the day on all of them, pretty much, at night too.
To see that level of support year after year after year, because people now recognize you, they recognize the tent, I have to imagine that is very special.
It is, and we've got a good following. Like I say, we've been here 14 years, and everybody knows our product, and it's we don't pull no punches. It's the real deal.
And one of those products we teased it before, is the ice cream. We got strawberry right behind me on the table. This is the apple pie.
Apple pie.
What other flavors do you have? Because you make them all yourself. There's a machine right off to the side here.
We got 12 different flavors, and we're the only ice cream on the fairground property that has been made on site.
That's not a bad deal there. What's that process like to make it all? Because I feel like people just see the ice cream and they're like, all right, voila, it's just your freezing cream. But it's a lot more than that.
Yes, it's a lot of. You got to put a lot of good ingredients in it to get a good ice cream. We're not going to give our recipe out over the air, but
you can just give it to me afterwards, right?
Well, we'll give you part of it.
And y'all sell a lot of ice cream. How many gallons is it you said throughout the fair?
We sell 2,000, 2,500 gallons.
where do all the cows you're getting this milk from? Because this is a lot of work.
Prairie Farms has got a lot of milk.
And I have to imagine that is very special to have local partners as well to make this all happen. Talking a little about that, because that is the beauty of the fair. It's supporting local farmers, artists, you name it, from across the state.
Yes, we support everybody locally that we possibly can. Lemons is probably the only thing that we don't support locally, because we can't get them locally. But we've got our help. You know, we're blessed with help. We have the same ones come back every year. I mean, it's a big fun time, you know.
Well, right. Thank you so much. I'm going to put this down because I'm going to eat that during the commercial break. Best of luck these next 11 days.
Thank you, sir, for having us on.
Yes, and Chief Meteorologist Justin Logan, is the weather going to be good for Ray throughout the course of the fair and for me to eat this ice cream in the next 20 minutes?
20 years, 120 counties, one heck of a good time. That's the branding for this year's historic Kentucky State Fair. The annual summer tradition returns today and will run through August 25th. Let's go live to Tyler Melito in Louisville from the State Fairgrounds with a look at all the fun before the gates get open.
That is right. We're just hanging out here with Lady Houdini. How you doing? First of all, I'd be passed out by this point because I'm so dizzy. How are you doing this?
I'm doing great.
Thank you so much for being here. We were just talking about before during the break. You've been touring and performing for 24 years, but for someone who's never seen the act before, what can someone expect when they come out to the fair?
Well, they get to see me start by hanging upside down by my ankles, just like I am now, except I have a straitjacket on. And then we do some audience participation. So we have a member of the audience tie me up, and that's a fun little surprise at the end there. And my signature piece is the full view water torture cell, which is behind us. And I'm the first person in history to do it in full view. So there's no curtain. You get to see as I pick and manipulate the locks and handcuffs and leg shackles.
And what was your inspiration to be able to be a performer like this? Because anyone can perform, but to do these things that take a lot of skill and technique and practice, I have to imagine it is hard, but it's very rewarding seeing all the reactions.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. My favorite part of the show is afterwards when I get to do meet and greet with the kids.
And I'm sure they always ask, how do you do it? How do you do it? So do you want to give us a little inside trick on how you do it?
Very well.
You do 2 performances a day during the week and 3 during the weekends here at the State Fair. I have to imagine it is very physically taxing on your body. How do you recover to make sure you provide the same quality performance for every show?
Well, I'm very conscious of being hydrated, making sure that I have a good sugar level, that I've eaten well, I'm rested. And so it's a lot of different components that go into, particularly the water cell. When you're holding your breath, there are a lot of things you have to watch out for.
And we were talking before, your record for holding your breath in the cell is 3 minutes, but you've held your breath longer for other stunts. How do you train and prepare? Is it just mind over matter?
A lot of it is mind over matter, but a lot of it is just finding the right people with the skills that I want to glean, and then I put all those aspects together.
And that was the last question I was going to ask. What do you take your inspiration from when you try to advance your act so that way the next time someone sees it, their mind is blown once again?
Well, each time it's just about finding out the best way to perform a stunt, making sure that all the safety measures are in place, and you know, sometimes you can do a stunt and people just don't get it. With a water cell, they get it. You know, you're underwater, you're locked in, you're chained up, and when they understand those aspects of it, then they can internalize it and make it more relatable to their life, and they go, oh, I almost drowned as a kid, or you know, I don't like small spaces, things like that. And so I think if it's somewhat relatable to them, then they go, oh, ooh, I don't think I like that much.
But then they're mesmerized when they see it, right?
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much. Best of luck here at the Kentucky State Fair the next 11 days. Check out Lady Houdini if you're coming out. I can guarantee your mind will be blown. Justin, will it be good enough, though, for some performances? There's no rain in the forecast, right? We don't like that.
120 years, 120 counties, one heck of a good time. That's the branding for this year's historic Kentucky State Fair. The annual summer tradition returns today and will run through August 25th. Tyler Melito is live in Louisville at the State Fairgrounds with a look at all the fun just minutes before the gates open.
That is right, Paul. There's something for everyone here over the course of the next 11 days of fun with tens of thousands of people descending on the fairgrounds here in Louisville. While the rides, the games, and the food get a lot of attention, there is a lot more that comes to the fair, which is what makes this place so special. Agriculture plays a major part of what has made this such an awesome tradition for 120 years, with farmers from across the state coming up to showing their cattle and their prized possessions. Local artisans also show off their work with everything from miniatures to quilts to dolls and much, much more. And for vendors like Ray Newton, who's been bringing his homemade ice cream and other food to the fair for 14 years, he says the support people give him year after year is always special.
We've got a good following. Like I say, we've been here 14 years, and everybody knows our product. And, you know, it's no, we don't pull no punches. It's the real deal.
And I got to try some of that ice cream. It was absolutely delicious. So you're definitely going to want to check it out. The fairgrounds open at 10 o'clock, so at the top of the hour here. The rides will open at 3 o'clock today. So if you have a chance to kind of cap off summer with all the kids heading back to school across the state, you're definitely going to want to come out to the Kentucky State Fair for a lot of fun. Live in Louisville, Tyler Melito, Fox 56 News.